Do the more.
What, bitch?
Do the more.
Yeah, whoa.
Do the more.
Yeah, woo.
Do the more.
Yeah, whoa. Damn.
Niggas tryna flex like Mar.
Like Mar.
Fuck bitches, no ex like Mar.
Yeah.
Pull up and down.
Yeah, Lilmar, no, for real, that way. Yeah, welcome back to the video, guys, and as you can see, I am still in my hotel room because I am still in the process of obtaining my CDL. Now, in this video, I'm going to be telling you guys what it was like working at Amazon. Now, a lot of you guys did not know this, but yes, before I obtained my CDL, I have been working at Amazon since April of last year, so about a year and 2 months. And a lot of you guys did not know this. Somehow I did keep it a secret, even though that was a huge building, because I wasn't like a delivery driver or anything like that. I was working in the fulfillment center, like the actual warehouse. So there was like thousands of other people that worked there. I got recognized, you know, a handful of times, but I somehow gained employment like nobody. I never like had any issue with anybody, despite being, you know, kind of well known in my city. The people that did recognize me, though, they were kind of like fans, or they just, you know, saw my YouTube videos or whatever. They just, you know, said what's up, and that's about it. But I'm just gonna give you guys tell you guys what it was all about, because there's like a bad reputation of like all the Amazon employees just hate working there, and I completely understand why. But at the same time, like, the job had its pros and cons, so I'm just gonna like give you guys like all the good things and bad things about it, and just like let you guys know whether I think it was a good idea to work there or not, like what if I would recommend it or not. And I'll also put in some videos so that you guys can see that yes, I did actually work at Amazon. I was at the ship dock. Usually you start off as a picker or a stower, which yes, I did start as a picker, but like after my first week I got cross-trained to the ship dock. Now I did enjoy the ship dock because for one, for pickers, they're like really strict. Like, you can't go 5 minutes without scanning an item without getting in trouble. At the ship dock, it's more laid back. They didn't really enforce that rule, and the work is just easy, not easier, but it's like, I don't really know how to describe it. It's just funner because you also get to do different stuff. Like at the ship dock, you either like are at the flat sorter where you put the packages on the belt, like the envelopes and stuff, or you'll load up the trucks. That was my favorite because I didn't have to be around anybody else. I was just in the back of the trailer loading it up, and there's only one person in each trailer. And then there's also like doing pallets, like putting the packages on the pallets, getting them ready to, you know, to get into the trucks. But the ship dock is just much more fun. There's more like, you do something different every single day, so I enjoyed actually working at the ship dock compared to picking. If I had to do picking for the whole year, I definitely wouldn't have made it. I definitely would have quit, because picking is just, for one, it's really boring, and like I said, they're really strict about your rate and TOT with the pickers. But at the flat sorter, it's more chill. I don't know if that's just my facility or if everywhere is like that, but so that's basically about the departments. I really wanted to do packing at some point, but I never did put in a transfer ever for packing, even though I was interested in it. I just never wanted to leave the ship dock. And really, I was just trying to get that whole year out the way, because I had already planned on getting my CDL once I turned 21. So once I finally turned 21, I was just so ready to get out of Amazon. And obviously, as of right now, I no longer work there, so there's no point in you guys trying to like send them an email or anything and try to get me fired, because I already put in my resignation months ago. This video is coming out in September, and I'm recording in June, and I already resigned before I came to this trucking school, so don't even bother with that. But let me go ahead and get started into like some of the pros and cons. So I'll start with the pros. For one, the schedule. Now, if you don't know already, at Amazon, you either work 4 days a week for 10 hours a day, or you'll work 3 days a week for like 12 hours a day. And I think there's also 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. But most of the warehouses are 4 days a week, 10 hours a day. So that's only 40 hours a week. That is an amazing schedule, because we get 3 days off. So that was the best part I loved about it. Like, the good thing about it too is they always offer like overtime, like, and it's like voluntary. It's not like mandatory. Well, during prime and peak season, of course, they offer mandatory time, but during like other times of the week, if you want to make more money, if that like $600 a week before taxes isn't enough for you, they usually always offer extra time for all their employees. So that was the amazing thing about working there, is not having like 3 days off was just amazing for me. I'm definitely gonna miss that, especially being on the road for 3 weeks at a time. That's gonna feel much more different than being home for 3 days a week. So, but this is gonna be, much more fun for me because I love driving. But so the schedule, that was the thing I loved about it the most. Number two would probably be like, you really don't have to deal with any like managers. Like I said, besides the ship dock, like of course they assign us somewhere in the morning, and that's about. And sometimes they'll move us around throughout the day, or they'll. But like if you're a picker or a store, you really don't have to deal with your manager. Of course, sometimes if your rate is low, they'll come up to you, they'll call you out and say, hey, or you might get written up or whatever. But unlike a job where you have to like call in when sick and whatever, this job they just give you PTO, paid time off, vacation time, and unpaid time, and you just manage your time. Like that's what I love, because like when I was working at Domino's, and by the way, yes, I did quit Domino's for this job. As I posted a video like when I quit Domino's, and I told you guys I was working somewhere for $15 an hour, and a lot of people think I got fired for Domino's, but that was because of all the TikToks I made and stuff. But yeah, I did quit Domino's for Amazon. But so what was I saying? Yeah, like I said, you really don't have to deal with any managers. When you want to take time off, you just put in your time through the A to Z app, and it's so simple. You don't ever have to like call a manager and call in sick. Like there's not even no office number to reach Amazon. So that's like like I said, when I was at Domino's, I always used to have to let my manager know when I was running late and stuff like that. But it's so like that's the good thing about Amazon. You really don't have to deal with that at all. And you like, especially like even when you're taking a leave of absence, you don't have to let your manager know. That their department will handle all that. So it was just really amazing. I mean, that was another good thing about it. Oh yeah, number three would probably just be like, I mean, to be completely honest with you, like I said, even though a lot of Amazonians complain about, it's hard work or whatever, that's honestly all a lie. I mean, it is like doing the same thing for 10 hours a day. That's what drains you. But that's any job. Like jobs aren't made for you to like them. They're made for you to make money, and that's just how it is. That's just how the society is. Like, no, you're not gonna like any type of job unless it's something that you actually love to do, or it's a business that you made. But to be completely honest with you, Amazon is definitely the most easiest warehouse job that you'll ever find. Like, I also worked at FedEx, okay? I was a package handler at FedEx, and I lasted a month. That I was doing that part-time while I was at Domino's, because at FedEx, they only offer you 4 hours a day. So, and I can definitely say, like, I was, like, drained after just 4 hours of FedEx. That was a nightmare. So compared to FedEx, Amazon is definitely the easiest. Like I said, even with picking, like just walking around, going through the bins, scanning items and stuff, it's so easy. And even packing, like I said, I never did packing, but it is definitely, I can guarantee you'll not find an easier warehouse job than Amazon. That is the best part about it too. Like, it is just so easy. The work is easy, honestly. Even when it's a high workload, like when I was like loading up the trucks, like once it gets backed up, like the packages don't just keep coming down like at UPS and FedEx. The belt will just stop, and the blue light will come on, and then they'll go down to the problem solvers. But like, they don't overload you basically, which is great. Like, and even like the flat sorter, like there's nothing where you just constantly have more work coming down where you just get backed up. If you get backed up, it'll just stop. That's it. But even when the workload is high, they usually have enough people, and it's just easy. Like, I don't know why so many people complain, and they just complain about being on their feet all day. But so there's job, like if you like, those people would never survive at like a construction job or something like that. And I admit I wouldn't either. I don't ever plan on doing like any type of construction job. And honestly, like I said, I still haven't gotten my CDL. But even if this for some reason doesn't work out, even if I fail, I do not plan on going back to Amazon. I would find any other type of job, because like after a whole year, I mean, I'm just like I said, it had its pros and cons, but it's just not the type of environment that I want to be in. It does make some people depressed, and it definitely made me a little bit depressed. But I mean, I got through it, and there's some people that have been there years, and if that's what they enjoy, then that's on them. But it's just not for everybody. And I look on the bright and negative sides though, because even though I hated the job, for whatever reason, everybody just hates it. I don't really know why. Like, cause like I said, I just named 3 good things about it, but there's just something about working at Amazon that just everybody hates. I don't really know how to describe it, but let's go to the cons. Now, like I said, they're really strict on that time off task, especially for pickers and stores and other departments beside the ship dock. Like, if you go 5 minutes past your break, well, not even 5 minutes. If you go like two or 3 minutes over your break, they will come and they will coach you about it. They'll say, hey, did you have any problems getting back from break? It doesn't matter if you were at the bathroom. It doesn't matter what you were doing. They're just going to come and ask you about it and question you. And if that happens too many times, you're eventually going to get written up. So I think that's absolutely ridiculous. That's probably the worst part about Amazon, like, is they don't really give you a bathroom break. Like, because the 20-minute breaks, that's not enough time, especially if you go all the way out to your car. Like, because I never went to the break rooms. I always went to my car during breaks, and it takes like 5 minutes just getting to and from breaks. So it's kind of unfair how they, come and ask us about it. Like, it's just really ridiculous. So they really need to like squeeze in a bathroom break time or something like that. Because even while you're working, like I said, if you go 5 minutes without scanning an item, that's gonna show up as TOT. And if you get a certain amount of TOT a day, then you get written up. So that's definitely one of the cons about working at Amazon. It's not like where you can just go to the restroom whenever you want at some other job. So that I think that's the part that people hate the most. Number 2, and really I'm having problems actually thinking of stuff like. I thought I'd have more negative stuff to say, but like there really isn't anything bad about it. Like I said, it's the easiest warehouse job, but I think number 2 would just be like the environment. Like, you're working around thousands of people. Well, I was working during COVID, so we had to wear masks the whole time and social distancing and all that. So it was really hard to interact with people. It's like, if you're a social person, that's honestly not the type of job for you, because most people there don't really have conversations with people. They just do their work. It's mostly like there's no teamwork about it, basically. Because when I was at FedEx, we used to have to, like, some of the packages would be really heavy, so we would have to do teamwork to lift the packages. But at Amazon, there's no heavy packages, so you're like all on your own. You do all the work yourself. You just do your own thing. There's not really any type of teamwork. Oh yeah, and that's one of the cons. I mean, that's one of the pros I want to add it too. There's no heavy packages there at all. There's no heavy packages, so that's a great thing. But yeah, as I was saying, there's just no teamwork, so it gets a little bit lonely at that job. Like, a lot of times in the evening, especially like when they had the staggered shift times, like I was on the last shift, so I would leave at 6 o'clock, but there were some people that left at 5:45, 5:30 and stuff. So like, it just felt like I was in the whole building by myself at the end of the day. I don't know why I felt like that, but sometimes it would just feel so empty in there. So that was one of the things I hate about it too. Like, it was just really, it's like a really lonely job, and there's just no teamwork. I'm not a social person, so I was kind of just fine with it, kind of just doing my own thing, and just, like, it's just so crazy because you see thousands of people every single day, and sometimes it's the same faces, but you don't really have a conversation with any of them. So I mean, I'm sure things are a little like starting to different up now, because right before I left, they started doing the stand-ups again. Apparently they did that prior to COVID, but I was never there for that. But they did start up the stand-ups again, so that does help, like, keep everybody updated, and it gives a chance for people to socialize a little bit. But like all the break rooms and stuff, they were like socially distanced and stuff. So like I said, I never went in the break rooms at all anyways. I just went to my car. But so like I said, if you're a social person, that's probably not a job for you. But that wasn't a negative for me. That wasn't a con for me. So number 3, honestly, I can't really think of anything else to say. Like it honestly was not that bad. Like, I lasted a whole year. If it was really bad, I wouldn't have lasted more than a month, just like I did at FedEx. But Amazon really isn't that bad, to be honest. Would I recommend it? Not really, unless you like that 4 days a week schedule with the opportunity to take overtime whenever you want. But it does get a little bit painful standing on your feet for 10 hours a day. Like, we're not able to sit at all. That's a con right there. Like, we can't sit at all. But like I said, it's a job. It's not, if you want to sit, go get an office job, or sitting at a desk all day on a computer. Don't, or just work from home. Don't, that's not the type of job for you. But other than that, like, yeah, it's gonna hurt standing on your feet for 10 hours a day. Obviously, that's not really a con. So I don't really have anything else negative to say about it. But like I was saying, would I recommend it? that's honestly your choice. You make that decision if it sounds like something you want to do. That's why I'm making this video, to let you guys know what it was like. And like I said, I put in some videos throughout so you guys can see like me just at the ship dock just dancing. I'm gonna miss that. I honestly have fun doing that, but truck driving is what I want to do, and I'm hoping this works out. And like I said, either way, even if I don't pass my CDL exam, I'm not going back to Amazon. I will find a different job. I will find another driver job, something else. There's no way I'm going back to Amazon. That's why I'm making this video, and I put all the videos out, because technically I just broke the rules, because you're not supposed to record inside the facility, but I already resigned anyway, so it doesn't matter. But oh yeah, and to be completely honest with you guys, well, that's a con too. See, I'm starting to think of more stuff as I go along. It just popped in my head, but $15 an hour really isn't a lot. They did give us a raise at the end of right a couple weeks before I resigned. It went up to like $15.75, so a 75-cent raise. I think it depended on how long you were there. Like if you were there less than 6 months, it was 50 cents, but if you were there more than 6 months, it was 75 cents, and then it kept going up depending on how many years you were there. But even like there's some states where it is still $15 an hour, and that's really not a lot, because most warehouse jobs do pay 16, 17, even more than that. So depending on what state you in, Amazon might pay like 17, 18, but that's still fairly low for a warehouse job. Even though, like I said, the work is easy, it's just crazy how they try to claim, Jeff Bezos, he tried to claim that like competitive pay, but you pay the same as any other warehouse. It's a warehouse job. Even Target pays $15 an hour, and that's just a store. So they definitely could pay more. I mean, he can afford it, but it's a business. If he wouldn't be the richest man in America if he was actually offering a competitive pay. Let that sink into your head, and don't just go graduating from high school and thinking, oh, I'm gonna go work at Amazon and make $15 an hour. That's so much money, because after taxes, it's really not. It's honestly not. Like honestly, after taxes, my paychecks were only like $450 a week, and that's all I was making. I mean, it was enough to like pay for my car and my car mods and my bike and all that stuff, but and they do have benefits and stuff. So I mean, if it just sounds like something you want to do, then go for it. But I hope this video helped you really actually consider it and make a better decision instead of just jumping straight into it. So I think that's about all I have to say. I'll probably make another video in the future if there's something else I want to talk about Amazon, because I have a lot of like stories and stuff, and it was definitely an experience. But make sure you guys click the subscribe button down below. Also make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at The Real Lilmar. Follow me on Snapchat, Whoa Lilmar. Yeah, no, for real.
Pull up in that slingshot. I ain't got no roof. Drive it like a rocket. I pull up like